are Motörhead, and we play rock and roll. And this is Don Jamieson, and he tells bloody jokes.
Thank you. I didn't even know you guys were here. This is absolutely a dream come true for me to do my live comedy special here in the greatest drinking establishment of all time, McSorley's Ale House. This place has been here since the 1800s, bro. Abe Lincoln drank at McSorley's, man. It's true, man. There's a picture in the front when you come in. It's Abe Lincoln proudly drinking a McSorley's ale at a table with Joe Biden, Mitch McConnell, and Keith Richards. This is good. We got a beer drinking crowd. I like this, man. You guys are rowdy, yeah. I love drinking, man. I did a crazy thing the other day. I did one of these pub crawls. Anybody do one of those? Everyone do a pub crawl? You know where you hop from bar to bar to bar and then you wake up in an alley with your pants missing? One of those things? It was great because the one I did, all the proceeds went to help benefit the City Harvest Food Bank. What a beautiful concept, right? Use your vices to help the needy. Right? You just got to give it a fancy name like Hangovers for the Homeless or something like that, you know? I went to 18 bars, had 18 different drinks, puked behind the last bar, had another drunk pee on me, fed an entire tent city that night. Yeah. Honey, I'm not an alcoholic. I'm a philanthropist. I'm the Warren Buffett of drunks. I'm the Bill Gates of beer guzzling, all right? I'm the Mother Teresa of tequila shots, goddammit. Not all heroes wear capes, all right? Some of us wear a vomit-stained t-shirt that says beer o'clock across it. Plus, when you do it for charity, you can write it off on your taxes. Right? On my W-9, where it says charitable contribution, I just write in my liver. You could do it with anything, right? How about the Hunter Biden crack house crawl? Smoke the rock, feed the block. Something like that, you know? Because vices are tricky, right? Because we all know addicts over our lives. And what happens when an addict quits one thing? What do? They replace it with something else, right? So I got a friend, 10 years, no alcohol, no drugs. That's a great thing. But what has he done? Now he drinks 15 cups of coffee a day, smokes 3 packs of cigarettes, has unprotected sex with prostitutes. True. And even worse than all that, he does CrossFit. It's one thing to be an addict, but you don't have to be a douchebag about it. Yeah, the guy's gonna die at 40 from gonorrhea or working out too much. God forbid he has a McSorley's ale once in a while. But it's like, you know, we all have addictions. Like, I bite my nails. If you bite your nails, man, you quit tonight, sir, what happens? You gotta replace that with something. Now, next thing you know, a month later, you're down in Mexico trying to shove balloonfuls of fentanyl in your ass to smuggle across the border. And you can make that into a pub crawl, too, if you want. You know, every place you stop, you put another balloon up there. And by the time you get to the stage, you have more balloons in your ass than a rich kid's birthday party. Again, you got to come up with a fancy slogan. Smuggle the dope, give the hungry some hope. Come on, work with me here, people. My favorite thing to do when I drink is I love to get drunk and then go shopping on Amazon. No, I know they tell you not to do that, but to me, when you do that, it's like every week is Christmas at your house, right? You know what I mean? I get hammered. I don't remember what I bought. I wake up in the morning. There's presents out on the front step. Delivered by a guy in a silly outfit like Santa Claus, the UPS delivery person. I leave cookies and milk out there for him. I go out there, I'm shaking the boxes. I wonder what's in this one. I got really hammered the other night. I got the new MyPillow. Anybody got the new MyPillow? No. Oh, it's crazy, man. You put your head on it and it turns on Fox News automatically, so. Order now, you get the Hannity hand towels. And the Greg Gutfeld Giza Dream Sheets, absolutely free. One time I got really hammered and I ordered, okay, this is a real product, I swear. I ordered the Gwyneth Paltrow This Smells Like My Vagina candle. Do you have one of these, sir? He has two of them? All right, right, because when did you ever smell A-list pussy? You know what I mean? Like, I'll get the candle, you know. She makes a candle that she claims smells like she does down there, sir, all right? Who is she fooling with this, you know what I mean? Maybe gay guys. No offense, you know what I'm saying? Because most gay guys haven't smelt a vagina, right? So now they light one of these candles, they think every vagina smells like Turkish rose, tart grapefruit, and ripe berries. I don't want that smell when I go down on a woman. I don't want it to go down on someone and it's like I'm munching on a basket of potpourri, okay? I want the vagina to just smell like a vagina, you know what I mean, sir? Now, I'll be honest, some vaginas that actually had to light a candle to cover the smell of them, okay? It has happened. I'm coming out with my own candle. It's called This Smells Like My Asshole. It smells like cheap beer, Jägermeister, 3AM White Castle, and baby wipes. And I'm shipping for Christmas if anybody wants one. How about the squirter candle? Yeah, you light it up. When it starts burning real hot, it shoots hot wax all over the room. Fire extinguisher not included. Now she has another one. Gwyneth Paltrow, This Smells Like My Orgasm candle. I'm like, all right, enough with this joke already. Yeah, I'm coming out with mine. This smells like Don Jamieson's orgasm, because her slogan is, it's exciting, it's enticing, it's wildly seductive. Yeah, you know what my candle is? It's drunk, awkward, and wildly disappointing. And it's not so much the product as much as it's her, because she's so obnoxious, right? Gwyneth Paltrow. She tries so hard to pretend she's a regular person, you know? Like, she makes Meghan Markle seem relatable, you know what I mean? And she was doing an interview during the pandemic, and the woman was asking her, hey, Gwyneth, talk about some of the challenges you faced during the lockdown. She goes, oh my God, you have no idea. One night I went to extremes, and I had bread and pasta for dinner. Ooh. 2 carbohydrates in the same sitting? Holy shit, most people admitted to blackout drinking, too much porn, too much online gambling, and that's just what you told me before the show, right? You know, I know she's not cool, but I'm waiting for her to say, like, oh, you know, we had a fucking gangbang with N95 masks and rubber gloves. You know, maybe she admitted that her fucking, you know, Coldplay ex-husband's music sucked, you know. Yeah, her going to extremes was admitting to liking Italian food, pretty much, right? To me, like, God forbid in Hollywood you gain 1 ounce, right? You'll never get another leading role in a movie. Harvey Weinstein will masturbate into a potted plant over you anymore. You know anything rock bottom in Hollywood is? Amber Heard dropping a deuce on Johnny Depp's bed. That's rock bottom. And I'm making a candle out of that. This smells like Heard's turds. They're all obnoxious, these Hollywood celebrities, man. They really are. Remember during the pandemic, they were singing Imagine by John Lennon to us on Twitter? Remember how much better you felt after that? I'd rather listen to Kanye West explain Hanukkah to me, I'll be honest. They're all phonies, and everything's phony about them, right? The hair is phony, the cheeks are phony, the nose is phony, the lips are phony, the chin is phony, the tits are phony. All right, there's some good things. The personality's phony, you know, but they're all non-GMO and gluten-free. Yeah, you're a science experiment on the keto diet. Congratulations. Have we seen Madonna recently? Holy shit, she looks like she'd be in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, doesn't she? I don't want all that stuff in a woman's face. I want a woman with some wrinkles in her face who can split a 6-pack and a pizza with me. Is that too much to ask? No. Yeah. And when she has an orgasm, she can actually make the face for it. Not that I'm delivering a lot of those recently, I'll be honest with you. The one thing Amazon can't deliver for me. But I'm telling you, I'm in my 50s, I still got it, man. I'm telling you, ladies, you're looking at me like, let's see, Don, let's see what you got. I'm telling you. I never had any complaints. I never had any compliments either. But I love giving women orgasms. That's right, I'm looking at you right now. I'm obsessed with it. I'm like Tom Brady going for my 7th Super Bowl ring, I'm telling you. I want a woman to have a great orgasm. I start training a month out, bro. I treat it like I'm running a marathon, man. I'm fucking stretching, I'm carbo loading, I'm doing wind sprints. Because if I'm gonna go 26 minutes with somebody, I gotta be prepared. There's a technique, man, so I start going like this, right? Because that's how I have sex, like I'm skiing down the side of a mountain. Right? Then I pick up the pace, I start going faster and faster, and then we start breaking a sweat. Then my friends come out of the closet and they line up on either side of the bed. They're handing me cups of water throughout the entire event. And just as she's about to orgasm, I put a ribbon across her vagina and I pop through with my erect penis like it's the finish line. People are high-fiving me. There's clips of me on the news that night. I'm walking around wearing one of those aluminum foil Mylar thingies they always have. There's an angry Nigerian guy behind me who came in 2nd place. If I don't have tendinitis 2 weeks after sex, I did not run a good race, okay? I love it, man, because during COVID, I didn't get anything. COVID was the biggest cock blocker I ever met in my entire life, right? Never mind BLM, how about BBM, Blue Balls Matter? That's what I had. You could not get laid. I masturbated into a potted plant for 6 months during COVID. Yeah, now I got a palm tree. The most juvenile joke I ever wrote in my life, and you guys applauded at that. We're all 16 in here. God bless. It was tough, though, man. It was really tough during that time, because not only you couldn't even talk to a woman. Like, I said hi to a woman during COVID, she'd look at me like I'm Marilyn Manson with a pair of handcuffs and a roofie, right? So nothing for 6 months, bone dry for 6 months. I felt bad for the next one I was going to be with after COVID, right? I'm like, I was so pent up, my balls are going to explode quicker than a Molotov cocktail being hurled at a federal building in Portland. We can edit in a bigger laugh, it's no problem. There's so many rules during COVID, man. It was so nuts. The craziest one was right here in New York. About a month into COVID, and we're all terrified, right, sir, about every single thing. They put out a statement, the health department, that said they were discouraging people from engaging in rim jobs. I'm not talking about getting your tires stolen up in the Bronx, sir. I'm talking about ass-to-mouth contact. First of all, how am I licking someone's ass from 6 feet away? You know what I mean? Like, what am I, Gene Simmons from Kiss? Like, how is this going down? What am I, the Rolling Stones logo? I wish that warning came out like 10 years ago, because the last girl who stuck her tongue on my ass, I bought her a 3-story house at the Jersey Shore. So. And then she never did it again. And, you guys are rowdy, man. I like you guys. We are in the best drinking place ever, man. That's great. And then one of the other crazy things in New York was that shithead Bill de Blasio, who used to be the mayor here. He set up a text line where you could take pictures of people walking around without their COVID masks, and you would send it to them to snitch on them, and they would get a fine for that. As if there weren't enough rats in New York City, right? But at least the ones scurrying around in the street have more dignity than anybody who ever used that phone line. But here's the thing. Humans were all rebellious by nature, so what happened? The first week they set up that text line, they got texted thousands of dick pics. 900 of them were mine. A week later, John Travolta tried to buy the phone number from them. Kevin Spacey, Don Lemon. I don't know what you wanted from that joke. And it was crazy too. I was dating this girl right before the pandemic. She lived here in New York. I live in New Jersey. And she called me up and she goes, "Hey, Don, I just wanted to let you know I'm moving." I'm like, "Oh, no, damn, we had such a good thing going." And she goes, No, don't worry. I'm just moving on up to the east side. Like the Jeffersons, right? You guys remember the Jeffersons TV show, right? That's an actual building on the Upper East Side of Manhattan. She moved into that building. That was one of my favorite shows growing up. So I went to pick her up that day. I showed up a half hour early. I'm walking around the lobby looking for George and Wheezy and shit, right? I said, to celebrate your first night in the Jefferson apartment, I'll take you down right over here to East 6th Street, Little India down there. I love Indian food, man. But I made a tactical error. Should have had the jalfrezi, had the curry instead. And I had just enough of it to guarantee the night was not going to go well. About halfway back to the Jefferson building, my stomach took a knee like Colin Kaepernick, okay? There was a Holocaust in my gut so real, even Mel Gibson would have believed it. But I want to get laid, right? So we get in bed in the Jefferson building. I start doing my thing, right? We have sex, right? We get done. I put my underwear on because I'm a grower, not a shower. And then it happened. Very silently but powerfully. I inconvenienced myself. The Indy car went onto the dirt track. The turtle left footprints. I freckled my tidy whities. Yeah, I sharded is what happened, people, if you're not understanding. But she doesn't know this, so I excuse myself. I go in the bathroom, I take them off, but now I can't put them back on. They're dirty, right? So what do? I open up the window and I fling them out. And I'm watching them waft down 37 floors from the top of a deluxe apartment in the sky high. And if I could ever use Jefferson cleaners, it would have been right about then. And to this day, she's the only woman who ever literally fucked the shit out of me. Thank you. Hey, what's up? It's Don. I hope you're enjoying all the hilarity. And if you'd like to own No Sleep Til McSorley's on vinyl, click on the link in the description. It's going to take you to experiencevinyl.com, where you can choose between the beautiful light ale colored vinyl or dark ale colored vinyl, because that's the only ale they serve at McSorley's. And if you've never been to McSorley's, you should go there as well, but not till after you order the album, because you'll probably drink all your money away if you go there, like I've been doing for a long time. But let's get you back into the program where we left off. I think I'm the last person on earth who still uses protection. What's that? Right, exactly. I don't get it. And you're like an older guy. You might already have kids and all. You're already past all that stuff. But like, what I hear is like millennials do not use condoms, which is crazy because they're also the least religious generation in the last 60 years. So not only don't they use protection, they can't even pray to God they didn't get the chick pregnant afterwards, right? Oh yeah, they can conquer climate change, but they can't put a wetsuit on their walrus? Come on, man. It takes fucking 2 seconds, man. I love it. I was with a woman in her 30s. She got offended. I took the condom out. I thought he was being a gentleman. I ripped it open. She goes, "Oh, okay." I was ready to go au natural tonight. Because I guess if you say it in a foreign language, nothing could possibly go wrong after that, right? Yeah, you say it in French, you're not going to get pregnant. I'm not going to be on penicillin for the next 3 weeks. If we go au natural, I might have to go to au hospital for au genitals. So let's say au revoir and leave my boudoir. Like, I don't want to get a woman pregnant who doesn't want to get pregnant. Kids are growing up too fast these days. Who's got kids here by round of applause? Children? They're growing up too fast. My buddy's got an 8-year-old daughter. He bought her a cell phone. She's got an Instagram page and OnlyFans. It's fucking nuts out there, man. I didn't sign up for the OnlyFans. It's too expensive. I can afford a 40-year-old. So I don't want to get a woman pregnant, and also I don't want to get pregnant. No. Because you guys know men can get pregnant, right? No, look in your iPhone. There's a pregnant man emoji in there. Yeah, it's true. Look in there. It's by the mermaid, the unicorn, the alien, and the vampire. And the shit that doesn't exist, the emoji section. And also things only Nick Cage would play in a movie. Vampires are real? Okay. Get her another round on me. I'm glad you guys are laughing at the off-color stuff, man, because we've gotten way too politically correct in this country, am I right? It's too nuts, man. That's why I wanted to do this special here at McSorley's, man. I like to be in front of an intimate crowd, man. Less chance of getting attacked on stage tonight, right? We all saw Chris Rock get bitch slapped by Will Smith at the Oscars, right? That was fucking crazy. Why? Because Chris Rock made a joke about Will's wife that she like rode an alpaca one time or something like that. Trust me, I paid to see Grown Ups 2 in the movie theater, so there was a point in my life where I wanted to slap the shit out of Chris Rock. But here's the thing, I thought that was a pretty brutal assault, right? But then I turned on CNN the next day and they said it was a mostly peaceful slapdown. And then Dave Chappelle, one of the greatest of all time, right? And I want to thank Dave Chappelle for opening for me tonight. Dave, get home safe, bro. Get home safe. And also, yeah, give it up for Amy Schumer, who was just up here. My opening acts tonight. I appreciate it. Can you imagine if Dave Chappelle was here? Be twice as many people. He got attacked on stage in Los Angeles filming a Netflix special. My first thought was like, holy shit, Will Smith's making a career out of this now. But it wasn't Will, it was a guy with a knife disguised as a gun. And he snuck that into the show. How fucking crazy is that, right? Which is why I always say, we need more common sense knife disguised as gun laws in this country. And then this other comic, Craig Robinson from The Office, the TV show, he's doing a show in North Carolina. He had an active shooter at his comedy show. We're up here trying to tell jokes. All of a sudden, John Wick comes in and starts blasting out the whole fucking room. And why is it always an active shooter? Doesn't shooter say everything? Well, how is he an active shooter? What, did he stop at Lululemon on the way over? Now, I found out what really happened. It turned out Craig went way over his time, and that was the only way the manager could get him off stage that night. But still, that's dangerous, right? Because remember when the most dangerous jobs in America were, law enforcement, active military, one of Danny Masterson's dates from that 70s show? No, I'm glad you guys are laughing at these jokes because here's the thing. We're so politically correct nowadays, aren't we? It's gotten too crazy, man. That's why I had to do this here at McSorley's, a bunch of beer-drinking, hell-raising motherfuckers. And I know none of my jokes tonight are offensive, and I can prove it, because I have an entire staff of 22-year-old trans, Latinx, non-denominational, pro-choice, bipolar, bigender, multigender, omnigender, polygender, androgynous, one nation, two-spirit, Harvard graduate, gluten-free climate change activist, social media influencers, who screen all my material before I come on stage every night. And if I say something that offends you, see one of my friendly staff and they'll teach you how to do a fuck Don Jamieson interpretive dance on TikTok later tonight. Because that's what it's come to, right? Everybody's offended by everything. Like I was doing the most innocuous thing somebody's going to get pissed off about. I was doing a show on St. Patrick's Day. I did a joke about a leprechaun. What could possibly be wrong with that? Sure enough, I'm at the bar after the show. Guy comes up, he goes, dude, that joke is offensive to Irish people. I'm like, leprechaun is? It's not even a real thing, dude. Even if it was, he's had his own cereal box for the last 50 years. What am I supposed to call him, little shamrock person? I didn't call him a green midget. What the fuck did I say? And by the way, during the pandemic, I would have had sex with a little shamrock person. And I would have fucked a green midget, okay? I would have had a threesome with a green midget and a little shamrock person. Don, you gotta use the right pronouns, right? You hear that one? You gotta use the right pronouns? I'm like, really? I'm a comedian. I just learned what an adverb was like a year and a half ago, okay? Pronouns, what are you talking about? All my nouns are professional. Well, they want to blur the line between men and women. That's what's going on, right? But then it's hypocritical because our president, when he gets mad, what's his favorite thing to say? Come on. Come on, man. Man? Joe, you can't talk like that anymore, bro. You got to get woke. You got to be like, come on, heteronormative cisgender. Come on, penis-having partner. Come on, assigned male at birth. Right? You know what I'm talking about, birthing person. You know what I'm saying, non-vulva having individual. Can you imagine, like, Vikings in the year 2023? The most toxically masculine men in the history of the universe in the modern age, bro. Imagine how neutered they fucking be. Right? Instead of having that long flowing blonde Scandinavian hair going down their back, they'd have that shit up in a man bun, right? Instead of drinking the blood of their enemies out of a goat horn, they'd be sipping a quinoa-based, non-alcoholic whiskey cocktail out of a paper straw. Instead of sailing their longboats to conquer foreign lands, they'd be driving a Prius to conquer climate change. Instead of wearing those horn helmets, they'd be wearing those pink pussy hats. Imagine the Godfather movie now. May your first child be a masculine child. Now it's may your first child be a non-binary gender fluid child. And we're all trying to find ourselves. Like I said, I'm cool with anybody being whoever you want to be. That's fucking cool with me, man. That's why a lot of people they're doing these genealogy sites. I don't know, anybody ever do any of these 23andMe or any of these? Yeah, where you find out where your descendants are from. I did Ancestry.com, and I'm a little skeptical about my results. I mean, a lot of people think they're a scam, and that's, really only because they're a fucking scam. Telemarketers and Jussie Smollett are more trustworthy than these fucking sites. Because mine came back exactly 1/3 Italian, 1/3 Irish, 1/3 German, and I tested positive for COVID. So that was weird. But I used the anal swab, which is a much more accurate. Anybody else still using it? Just me? All right. And then I get nervous if someone says something to me that I don't know how to respond to. Like I took my car in to get fixed. Mechanic comes out and he goes, "Hey, I got bad news for you, man. I think you're gonna need a new tranny." Bro, I don't think you could talk like that anymore, man. You got to get woke like Joe, man. You got to be like, I think you need a new internal combustion LGBTQ plus multi-speed engine. Did I get it all in there? LGBTQ plus, right? Yeah. No, they add a new symbol it's like a computer password, right? Every week there's a new one. And the older you get, the less letters you can get through with that, you know what I mean? Like even RuPaul couldn't get to the plus at this point, you know what I mean? But that's cool because they want to make it more inclusive. And again, I'm totally into that. LGBTQ plus. If you think about it, not really that inclusive. I don't hear A, I, E, O, or U in there. Do you? And that's foul shaming, and I'm not going to put up with that shit, okay? And don't even talk to me about the tranny fluid. Because that's Bud Light now. Oh, Don, you're transphobic telling jokes like that. No, I'm not transphobic because let's be honest, we're all the same before we're born. In utero, we're all females. It's 2 Y chromosomes in there, and then the X pops in, and then that's when you become a man. That's why men have nipples. Most of ours are hairier than theirs, not all of them. Every guy in here, we've already transitioned. So now if you'll excuse me, I got a drag queen story hour to go read at. Like in Halloween, like me and my friends, like when we were teenagers, we dressed up as women and we'd all laugh at each other because we look so foolish. Now teenagers actually transition into women for Halloween. But that's not a costume, that's identity theft.
Oh my God, that's fun.
Thank you, Kevin. Just be the best you can be. That's all that matters, man. Because the other thing, if someone doesn't agree with something you say, then what do? They label you a racist. And that's crazy because there is real racism in this world, but there's a lot of fake racism too. This woman wrote a book called White Fragility, and one of the chapters is titled, Comedy is an Excuse for Racism.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're definitely applauding in the wrong spot at this moment. Comedy is not an excuse for racism. You think we play for 38 people on a Sunday night in New York City so the whole world knows that we're racist? I'd have to do this like 15,000 times, and maybe it would get to the Bronx, you know what I mean? Comedy's not an excuse for racism. Comedy is an excuse for not paying for therapy. That's what this is, all right? I yell at you guys for 45 minutes. I go home. I'm good after that. You figure me out. I'm in my 50s. I've never been accused of being a racist once. You know why? Because I identify as pigment fluid. That's how I roll, okay? Please respect my identity. I'm just trying to enjoy the fall now, you know, because I know it's not fashionable to be white after Labor Day. So I'm just trying to... Well, all right, finally a good one. All right, I'm 40 minutes into this, motherfucker. He goes... There's so much fake racism. Like, you know, on the East Coast up here, we always get that one day, like in the early winter, or that one long weekend where we have like 70-degree weather. So I said to my friend, I go, hey, we're having a nice Indian summer, aren't we? He goes, oh, no, you don't say Indian summer. I'm like, what am I supposed to call it? Indigenous Native American pumpkin spice summer? I don't know what to say. You can't say Eskimo anymore. How am I supposed to ask for an Eskimo pie when I go shopping? You know what I mean? What am I supposed to, can I get one of those Aboriginal Alaskan Igloo Man pies over there? This is the craziest one of all of them. Looking for a house, and I asked the realtor, hey, could I see the master bedroom? And she goes, oh, no, you don't say master bedroom. I'm like, why not? She goes, it makes people think of the slave owners in the South. I'm like, no, it doesn't. When I hear that phrase, I think of the room that I masturbate the most in. She said, no, it's called a primary bedroom. I go, yeah, that's primarily where I jerk myself off, in that room. But now I can't masturbate anymore. Now I got a primary bait. Everything's so political these days, man. Look, I could take either side of it. I think they're all a bunch of lying scumbags, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. But I will say this about our current president. Don't you think at this point in his term, he should be able to read the teleprompter a little bit better? Yeah. He was squinting so much the other day, he almost got beat up as part of an Asian hate crime. And I'll say this right now. I think the 2020 election was rigged. That's right. You explain to me how Notorious B.I.G. and Whitney Houston got voted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame that year. Amazingly talented, but not rock and roll. See, people get nervous when you talk politics, and people get tensed up. But I'm telling you, I could take either side of the issue. It doesn't matter to me. Who would I rather spend the holidays with, the Trumps or the Bidens? And the truth is, rather spend it with the Bidens. Because if you think about it, if you spend it with the Trumps, what's going to happen the whole time? Donald's going to be like, ba, 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 ba. Right? You won't get a word in edgewise. He'll be bragging about how he gives the greatest Christmas gifts ever. Even better than Santa Claus. You got to wear the shitty Ivanka sweater he gave you from the year before. Everyone's running around in Let's Go Brandon t-shirts. You spend it with the Bidens, nice traditional family, right, sir? Dr. Jill takes time off from seeing her patients. She makes a nice Christmas meal for us. Maybe a little Mexican flair with ingredients sourced from the local Bogota, from the Latina taquitas that she knows down there. And we all sit around the table. Me, Joe, Jill, Corn Pop, Big Mama, and Kamala. Joe reads Grace off the teleprompter. Kamala Harris is cracking up the entire time. Then Joe looks at his note card. It's time to go in the living room. So we start going to the living room, but he trips over a sandbag and spills his ice cream cone. Then we got to help him up, and we go into the living room, and we play with the blonde hair that stand up on Joe's legs like it did at the pool back in the day. And then we all sing Christmas carols by the light of Hunter Biden's crack pipe. Family stuff like that. So don't put your faith in Hollywood. Don't put your faith in politics. Put your faith in rock and roll, everybody, right? God bless. That's where it's at. And no matter what kind of music you like, my friend Glenn Hughes always says, music is the healer. And that is true, man. Music's got us all through the toughest times, the pandemic or whatever's happened in your life. Because all the things I'm joking about tonight are true in music. Any kind of music is diverse. It is inclusive, and that is important, right? Think about it. You like pop music? We got everybody in pop music. You got men, women, black, white. You like rock music like I do, men, women, black, white. You like country music, men, women, white. Except for the guy from Hootie and the Blowfish now. But I'm a little biased because, I'm a rock guy because I hosted a show called That Metal Show on VH1 Classic. Thank you, guys. It was, a lot of people go, Don, you had a show on VH1? I go, no, VH1 Classic, which is like the Stephen Baldwin of TV networks, pretty much, right? My proudest moment on there is we interviewed Axl Rose after about 20 years. Any Guns fans in the house? GNR fans? Yeah. And now we got Guns N' Roses in the modern age. Now we got to change their name to Gun Control and Roses now, pretty much, I think. Everybody wants to be a rocker, man. Even the most famous pop stars. Like, you guys all know this guy, Ed Sheeran? Yeah. He's a pop star, this guy. He might be the biggest pop star in the world. Have you seen him? He's doughy, he's pasty, he's got patchy hair, his eyes are going every which way. He looks like the guy that installed the cable in my apartment 2 weeks ago. He looks like a hairy big toe, that guy, doesn't he? He looks like Prince Harry in a funhouse mirror. How is that guy a pop star? I should be a pop star before he is, right? If Kathy Griffin and Patton Oswalt fucked and had a baby and it became a comedian, that would be Ed Sheeran. And I get to host this thing every year from doing that metal show called the Monsters of Rock Cruise. Has anybody been on a rock cruise before? Some people have. If you've never been on a rock cruise before, sir, it's like a regular cruise, but instead of like Hawaiian shirts and Mai Tais and shuffleboard, it's Iron Maiden t-shirts, Jaeger shots, and public urination. So we were docked in Nassau, Bahamas. I got to perform on the pool stage, man. I'm in front of 3,000 rockers. And when you're in front of a rock crowd, you got to come hard, you know what I mean? I don't know why I was looking at you for that part. I apologize. No, you got to bring your dirty shit, right? So I was doing a joke about like going down on Kelly Clarkson, fun stuff like that. And everyone's laughing, but I see people pointing to the left of us, and I look over and I swear to God, we are docked 10 feet away from a giant pink ocean liner with the words Disney Princess written across the side. And they had thousands of people on their pool deck also. All young kids with their parents. And they could hear every word that I was saying. So yes, it is a small world after all. But because I'm a professional, what do? I talk louder and got even dirtier. Yeah. At one point, women were covering their kids' head like Joe Biden was trying to sniff their hair. Dads were dragging their daughter back to the cabin like Jeffrey Epstein just came on board. How did I not see a giant pink ocean liner dock 10 feet away, right? I haven't seen anything that big in pink since I went down on Kelly Clarkson. All right, Dice is here. Good. But to me, I'll say that I think rock is the most diverse genre of music, and I think I can prove it. We all know Alice Cooper in here, right? Everybody knows Alice Cooper? Right? To me, he's the first trans person. Right? Took a woman's name, wore really heavy eye makeup. You know, back in the day, we didn't have social media. I didn't know Alice Cooper was a dude. First time I heard Schools Out on the radio, I was like, holy shit, this chick must smoke a lot of cigarettes and drink a lot of whiskey, man. Then the first time I saw Alice Cooper in a music magazine, it was like a gender reveal party. Oh, it's a boy. Congratulations. We even had an iconic black lead singer in rock music you guys might not even know about. Phil Lynott from the band Thin Lizzy. Do we know Thin Lizzy in here? Yeah. So, Sabbath, not the only thing black in the 70s. But of course, we can't call them Black Sabbath anymore. Now they're Person of Color Sabbath. But Phil was a proud black Irishman, and if you don't know Thin Lizzy, you definitely know the song The Boys Are Back in Town, right? Everybody knows that song? But we couldn't have Thin Lizzy now, right? That name's offensive in 2023. Thin Lizzy, that's body shaming. You couldn't even have The Boys Are Back in Town. Now it's got to be like the heteronormative patriarchs are back in town. We've had not one, but two iconic gay lead singers in rock music. Rob Halford from the band Judas Priest. And Freddie Mercury from Queen, right? We got Queen fans in the house? Queen, right? Back when I was a teenager, right, you collected vinyl, and they had an album called Jazz in 1976, and there's a song on there called Fat Bottom Girls, which you can't even do anymore, right? And inside, because of that song, they had a poster in with 80 naked women riding bicycles. Yeah, that was our porn back then, you know what I'm saying, bro? We didn't have Spankwire and YouPorn, and what was the one you were telling me that you liked before the show? Poontrain.com that you were telling me about? I had that poster on my wall for years, no tape. When my family moved, they had to hire a demolition crew to get that thing off the wall, right? And we didn't have any of the .coms back then, brother. It was, you had to make do with what you had. Or you use your imagination, right? Because I'll say this, how about all the female rockers over the years? Come on, give it up for the female rockers. All of them, the women from Hard, Lita Ford, Joan Jett, Stevie Nicks, but the first one I ever had an erotic dream to was Pat Benatar. Yeah, right? Remember how hot she was back in the 80s, bro? So I'm like 13 years old, and I'm having this dream where I'm having sex. With Pat Ben, I had the moves back then, too, bro. Right? And she's yelling, hit me with your best shots. And then I fired away into my underpants in the middle of the night. My mom was not happy with me on laundry day, trust me on that. So, hey, I'm Don Jamieson. Thank you very much for coming out. No Sleep Til McSorley's. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you to the road crew. You guys are awesome. We'll see you later. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed the funny ha-ha stuff there. And once again, if you'd like to own it on vinyl, click the link in the description. You guys know how to do that. Very easy. Of course, you can find that on all your favorite streaming services. If I might ask, you can get it on Apple Music. That's my preferred place where you actually might make a couple cents this year. Spotify, not much going on there. But check it out wherever you can.
Hope you enjoyed the video there, and check out McSorley's next time you're in New York City. Thanks again for watching.